Alright. Hello everyone. And I guess welcome back to another video. I had made a community post about me making a tier list, and as you can see there's already an extra tier. We'll get to that in a second. I'll be honest, I did kind of procrastinate a little bit, but I did also get the chance to play a lot of the buffed and or nerfed heroes. And I guess we'll start with the obvious here. Yeah. I don't see her being good anytime soon, really. The issue with Black Widow right now is that there are so many other heroes that basically do everything in her kit but better. Do you want a hit scan with a lot of movement? Elsa. You want to send, some good damage just down main, not really trying to get a pick, but if you do, you're good. Phoenix. As a matter of fact, she's excellent at getting picks, so you can just do what Black Widow already does in neutral but better. Hela is the exact same. Punisher is better than Widow in literally I think every way. Why would you play Black Widow when you could instead play Punisher? Just every time you think about playing Black Widow, I want you to, if you're playing on keyboard, press H, scroll over to Punisher, and then just select him. You will be doing your team a favor. Outside of everyone else doing everything better than she does, she's a super dive victim now. It's terrible. She used to be pretty good anti-dive, right? She could always get maybe 1-2 picks off on divers, but now she just can't. Black Panther slams her. Psylocke even post gutting slams her. Magic always won in those interactions, and any dive tank just can eat all of her hits and just have no issue. Before, when she actually did damage every shot, you'd be a bit more concerned if she's hitting you. Not anymore. We'll be seeing this in a lot of dive characters, especially Spider-Man right now. It's not like he was even really pressured by Widow, but if you had a good one, you could shut down Spider-Man. Not anymore. I think the only reliable way to shut down a Spider-Man, a good one, is another one. Let's get on to the rest of the tier list. Angela. Just right up there in A. The reason I believe Angela deserves to be in A tier, is really just because of her Loki team up. The fact that you can dupe so many people with the fact that that's either you or it's not, and a lot of people will shoot at it anyways, thinking that it is you. It saves Angela a lot of trouble. You can just send it forward. Heck, you could send it forward after you've already, kidnapped somebody. And you don't really have any consequence to doing that. You can just do it for free. And you'll be fine. Just free displacement, no real drawbacks at all. And if Loki is on your team, you get to do it twice. You could honestly just fly behind enemy lines, and instead of putting yourself in danger, just send your clone forward. And then whoever you catch is going straight into your team, and they'll just die. Unless your team is terrible, but still. It's free displacement. She can constantly fly, do basically whatever she wants. And yeah, she just doesn't really have any consequences to doing those things. She is an extremely safe tank. Unless you are playing into a good Iron Fist, which, again, you could fool him by just sending off the clone, and he might think that's either you or it's not, and he'll have to make the decision of chasing the clone or chasing the real you. Yeah, unless you have like a good Iron Fist that's on you 24/7 because he just hates you for some reason, there's no real threat to playing Angela. She's just really, really safe tank, can do a lot, and is pretty good at those things. Like, notably good at those things. Not how... It's not like how Black Widow is just mid at everything. Next we have Adam Warlock, who I'm going to put in B. I feel like Adam Warlock has really the most potential to shift all around this list. Well, I wouldn't say down here, but like from B to S. Adam has a ton of potential right now. If you are good with Adam, say Quad, for example, the Adam player, you can just run down lobbies. Genuinely. It probably won't even matter how bad your team is or how good your team is. Adam Warlock, now that he's actually viable in 2 support comp, or can be viable, he can just do whatever. He's got the heals now that he didn't have before. It's not just, him snapping his fingers anymore. He can actually turn to use his right click on his teammates, which also charges his E, so he can use that, and he can be like a really, really good burst healer. As a matter of fact, I think he is the best burst healer in the game right now. And if you don't want to look at your teammates all game, just look a little bit further ahead of them. Shoot the enemies. He's got a pretty decent amount of combat ability, right? Sure, his damage isn't anything major, but he can deal some pretty decent damage. I'd say he's like 1 damage buff away from just being S tier. Or maybe they widen the hitbox of his like primary fire. He's very I don't even like really know what to say. He can be extremely good, like ban worthy good, like picker ban worthy good if you're up there in elo, but if you're just picking up Adam, don't expect too much. He's good to play right now, and I feel like if you want to get into the support category, Adam Warlock is the guy you want to play. Just start with him, then you can get on to everyone else. Up next we have Black Cat, who is alright. I don't see a whole lot of her, but she's pretty decent right now. She's got the team up. I might even put her in C tier, but I feel like this is too close to Black Widow, so like I'm kind of leaning to like B tier. Yeah, I feel like I want to leave her in B tier. She's pretty decent dive DPS. She went from being like the best dive DPS, hands down, to being kind of alright. I like this version of her. The ability to spam invis is still annoying, but if she's doing that, well, 1, she can only do it for so many times until she goes broke, and 2, she's more than likely running away, so you don't really have to worry about her too much if she's doing that. Up next here, we have Black Panther, who, for the first time in a while, S tier. Wow. 0 to hero, this guy. I mean, I could put him in A tier, because like he's counterable, very much so, but there's still gonna be like that BP in one game or another that, despite how many times you try to swap to counter him, it's not gonna do anything. So, you know what? Yeah, I'll leave him in A tier. He is still kind of dealing with that feast or famine thing, which is bad, but with the team up that he can always have, which is going to be like a big thing for this tier list, team ups that anyone can always have access to, it does a lot for them, because you don't need to run Storm to like get BP to be as good as you want him to be. Right now you can just have BP just equip that team up and he'll be straight. You can also play Storm if you want to maybe feed into that a little bit more. But honestly, yeah, BP is one of those heroes. He gets banned a lot in ranked, surprisingly. I kind of had to come to terms with that one. But yeah, honestly, I think that's a good placement for BP. He is in a really, really good spot. I don't think he's really deserving of nerfs since he's got counterplay. And he's one of those heroes that, if you're skilled enough, you can deal with that counterplay. Like you can just play the game through it. Of course, it's not going to be fun for the enemy team, but it'll be fun for you. All right, Blade. I'm gonna put him here. For a lot of these heroes, they're gonna be up in like B to S tier. There's rarely gonna be anyone in C tier. I don't even think anyone really can be in C tier. Well, maybe someone can, but I'd have to make a few more tiers in between that and Black Widow, because I don't think it should just be like D tier, which no one's going in D tier, by the way. But I don't think D tier should be the only thing separating Black Widow from the rest of the game here. Yeah, just imagine there's a few more tiers here. I'm not really in the mood to make all that many. Right, Blade. Blade is pretty good. Brawl seems to be kind of the favored meta right now. I'd say Brawl and Dive. Poke is like okay, but I don't see it really get played very much. The most of Poke that I'll see is Hela and Phoenix, but it's mostly just for the Phoenix team up. As a matter of fact, I see Phoenix almost just by herself more often than not. And that's about all the Poke I really see. Not a lot of people, I guess, are really interested in playing it. It's not like Poke is weak or anything. You can definitely get ran down by Poke. It's just not really present in my games, at least. So that, I guess, kind of indirectly makes Blade better, but it's mostly because he likes Brawl. He thrives in it, even. I personally believe his Moon Knight team up is better, especially if you have Moon Knight on your team, since, well, the latter also really likes playing into Brawl. It's just really, really good for him. Sending out those projectiles to have like another ranged attack and having even another dash, so just in case you use your first two and maybe you want to get closer to someone who's running away, right? Say you're going into the back line as Blade and their Gambit just he's running away after you're done finishing off the other support. You can use that extra dash from the team up to get closer to him. And if you're not there, well, it's a projectile, so you can just shoot it at him. Now, of course, it can be a little wonky in team fights and stuff like that, especially if you're, kind of already in your mojo and maybe you forgot that he does the extra dash there. But honestly, I'd say just give it a little bit of time. I feel like he's a solid DPS, right? He's one of those. Well, I'd say he's one of the. He's among the many DPS that is just genuine solid pick. Not a lot that you can do wrong with picking Blade right now. Captain America. This one's gonna be interesting. I want to put him like B or C tier, honestly. I'll put him in B tier. I don't think he's like necessarily worse than the heroes above him. It's really just you gotta find your place for Cap. He's not the most favorable into Brawl, which seems to be kind of everywhere right now, but Cap's still got strong fundamentals. Like his ultimate, super strong for your team. It's basically another support ult, and it boosts your ultimate charge rate, which just got nerfed again. Honestly, yeah, I don't really think you can go like too wrong picking Cap, but he's definitely not as favorable as he was last season, I believe, at least. Is there like an explanation for that? Yeah, I kind of want to say so. Last season, the reason that Cap was like so good, really, it was because of what he was doing for his team. Right now, Cap, he can be a bit more of a solo dolo kind of tank. Well, I wouldn't recommend running solo tank Cap, but he can do things more for himself that make him notable, like the team up with Thor, for example. I know a lot of people miss that, but this is pretty decent for Cap. Of course, he does want to dive, kind of stall out, make people look at him. As Captain America, you can jump into the back line, kind of just do your normal combo, then activate your Thor team up, and shoot, you could throw out a little bit more damage, maybe even get a pick, actually. And yeah, that's value. It's just a solid gameplay loop that you can do, because it's kind of hard to actually stop a good Cap, right? You've got the Tank Busters, you've got Iron Fist, you've got Wolverine and the Thing, right? He's got counterplay, so don't take what I'm saying as just the word of law, right? It's impossible to stop a good Cap. No, like, you can do it, but you gotta know how. You can't just play these heroes and think that's gonna solve the problem. No, you gotta really dedicate yourself to actually finding them, which is what I think kind of earns Cap his spot here. I feel like could he go into A tier? Maybe. He's really good for enabling dive, so I guess you could put him here if you have like BP on your team, but I'm not sure if that's more so because Black Panther is on your team, or because it's Black Panther and Captain America. So I'll put him in like B tier. Just another solid pick, as are a lot of the other heroes except Black Widow, but you know. Cloak and Dagger, is there really even an argument there? She's been pretty consistently good, just always one of those supports that you kind of want to know. Now, of course, there are a number of Cloak and Dagger players who are questionable at her, but she's one of those she's one of those really good heroes, right? Where yeah, you can be dumb as rocks playing her, but at least you are playing her. She's actually pretty decent anti-dive right now. She's got a lot of abilities that can just kind of waste a diver's time. So if you're playing someone like Black Panther into her and you're not like getting a whole lot, well, you're using her cooldowns, which that's something. But if you really want to get rid of Cloak and Dagger, where is it? Here. Iron Man. This one's gonna be probably new to some people. If you were playing during like the first 24 hours of Season 9 dropping, you would have known how annoying this guy was. 108 damage per second on the outer ring of his Unibeam with the Thor team up. Because, like, you know, it does that. It makes the Unibeam wider. And I still believe the Thor team up is better, but, yeah, he was insane. Iron Man was very, very easily S tier. One of the best DPS in the game because he just had so much damage output. And most of his kit was in the neutral. So anything you really wanted to do, say, hey, I need to kill this support, or I need to kill this DPS. He can do that right then and there. He was good at killing. Very, very good at it. Right now, he's not as good, but he's still really good. Okay, so do I want to talk more about Iron Man? I guess I do. Maybe a little. Right now, post nerf, I'd say he's still pretty good at securing picks in neutral. His ult is one of those just one and done type ults. You hit it, you get a kill. You don't, you don't. He's really good at shutting down just about every support ultimate. Cloak and Dagger, he can shut that down. Luna, I'm sure everyone knows like how that one works out. You can do it with White Fox, Mantis, any support ultimate that you can really think of that's, I don't know, annoying to kill through. He's got it. Oh yeah, and his Unibeam, despite it getting nerfed, it's still pretty decent. Puts out a good amount of damage. You can honestly just shred anyone you're looking at. I personally have been playing Iron Man a lot in ranked, and I've seen a lot of success. I like to kind of look past the tanks. His Unibeam used to like be able to also shred tanks because, you know, it dealt 108 damage per second, but now it doesn't anymore. So he's not the greatest at peeling for diving tanks, I've noticed, but he's really good at peeling for anything else. He's also good at killing anything else. If you just look a little bit beyond the enemy tanks, you can just pick off whoever you're looking at. It's really that simple. He's a flyer too, so he's constantly got access to that, you know, high ground ability to just look at the rest of the team at an angle that anyone walking on the ground can't. His only like main issue is that he's kind of prone to being looked at, which in a meta where Punisher is as strong as he is, despite Poke being kind of just on the sidelines, still something good, but not something you see every game, it can lead to some problems. Yes, you can deal with those problems, but they're still there, which is the issue. Okay, enough about Iron Man. Gonna get into Cyclops now, who is like, it's like okay. His buff was like minor, didn't really do much for him. The main thing about Cyclops is his ultimate. That's the one thing you really want to pay attention to if there's a Cyclops on the enemy team. It's pretty good at catching a lot of people, and if he's comboing that ult with any playmaking tank, Strange, Emma, Groot, The Thing, anyone really, heck, he could even combo it with Elsa, and it's insane. That's when you really want to like be afraid of this guy, because it doesn't take a whole lot for him to be able to kill through a supporter. It does not. But his kit in like the neutral is it's kind of meh. Like, yeah, you can get picks. You can definitely, just be that guy in the neutral. But he's just he's a lot weaker than he used to be. He's not he's not what he was a patch ago. Still good, but it's kind of more in his ult. That's where the good kind of comes from. As for his team ups, they're decent. I'd say you really want to start paying attention to him if he's good and he's using the Gambit team up. Personally, I've seen like every Cyclops ever just use the Phoenix team up, which I believe just applies bleed if you use his E. It's pretty decent. I haven't seen much come of it, but yeah, he's got a lot of potential to be like really good. He's, I guess, the potential man. But yeah, I feel like he's just kind of okay, right? Like you'd honestly see more of Blade than you would of Cyclops. Whether that be because, Blade is that much better than him. I wouldn't say he's that much better, but just more of him, less of him. Daredevil. This one's gonna be a little hard because you don't really see all that many Daredevils, but like the ones that you do are pretty good. Like it makes you want to ban him the next game if you're playing ranked. So I'm gonna like kind of put him in C tier. I'll judge him more off of like what I actually see of Daredevil. Right, he's got 2 team ups, which is really the thing that I guess needs to be talked about here. His team up with Iron Fist allows him to block anything. Right, he can block it from directly behind him, so he's completely safe, and it goes wherever his crosshair is looking. So if there's a Punisher who's ulting, you can take that couple of seconds to either shoot it at him or maybe anyone else, right? You have 1.2 seconds. That is the length of the block. Right? Yeah. So, if you play Daredevil like that, as I have seen of the Daredevils that I've ran into, that team up is pretty gas. Like, it can do a lot for you. The one with the Black Widow is... it's more like if you want to, I guess, just beat people more, right? Do you want safety or do you want offense? I feel like a lot of people are going to end up going with safety because you can really never go wrong with that, right? So much offense will only do you so much good. But it's still worth mentioning that it lets him just beat on people for a whole lot longer. He can just continuously regain fury and basically be in your face until either you die or he does. That's about it. Though I guess you could say that team up is worse because Black Widow is on your team if you want the enhanced version of it. Other than that, yeah, I think he's still an amazing dive DPS. If you have Iron Fist on your team who also has diving capabilities, he heals when he uses his right click. Sorry, not his right click. When he uses his deflect. And anything you deflect will also heal you. Which just gives him more uptime because now he went from low to like 75% HP. Okay. Deadpool. We'll start with Tank Pool. Let me just rank all of these guys, actually. Yeah, I think they're all relatively the same. Like, the one time that all of the Deadpools are just together. And it's mostly just because of their team-ups, right? Deadpool already had a fantastic kit. He was... You know, he was like kind of like meh in the beginning of the battle, but if you manage to get a quick pick on someone and get a picture off, shoot, you were off to the races. And right now, I mean, hey, what more can I say other than Hela? Right? If you have Hela on your team, he becomes just insane at basically everything. He's really good at everything, I should say. Not insane. If you want good poking ability, the double upgraded guns, that's your way to go. The crow, actually, that tracks. It tracks people. So you can just hardly look at someone up in the sky. You'll get them. You'll just put pressure onto whatever flyer you're looking at. You don't even have to actually hit them. Now, of course, the crow does like minuscule damage, but it still does damage, right? It's more than zero, which is good enough for any version of the Deadpools, honestly. I believe for support pool, it also tracks your allies. So he gets some like pretty decent healing potential, right? You know, he could send a little healing shot. It'll curve around a wall and it'll hit you, which, you know, pretty decent. What I've seen of the Hela team up, mostly it's just been like the gun form, but if you have Hela on your team, getting the sword upgrade is... it might be game winning, honestly. Because you can be just about anywhere with Deadpool's movement, and if you're far enough in the game state where you have those upgrades, personally, I like going guns again, and then sword, the the dash upgrade that gives you like double dashes, and then swords again. Just like the team up variant. You know what I'm talking about. And then everything else, honestly, you could just go for it. Just, anything else in the book is it's like, okay, you don't really have to have any particular order, right? I'm gonna be talking about characters in neutral a lot here, and Deadpool, he's like one of the kings of neutral. He's got so much going on for him, especially when he gets the ball rolling. He's like a solid A tier character. And that's honestly just Tank Pool, because that's who I've been playing the most. He doesn't deal as much damage as DPS Pool, and well, everyone kind of already knows about Support Pool, right? Used to call him bad a season ago, but he's really good now, especially if you have the coordination. But I think that's about it for Deadpool. I'll just move that down there. I could honestly just put him up here, like just this, to encapsulate all the Deadpools, because like to me they're all in like one spot. Devil Dino. This one I have seen get played a lot. His success has been meh. He's really good in a brawl, and you know, now that he has a decent ranged option, that's something. But I kind of feel like Devil Dino just kind of struggles with being well, slow. Right? It's not anything against him, right? Like if you're in Devil Dino's, you know, area of influence, then yeah, he's really good. But I kind of just think it's hard for him to reach those places that he wants to be in. A lot of people can just walk away from him. He kind of feels like in the same spot that Emma was a while ago, where she was like, she was good if she could reach you, but you know, she doesn't really reach you all that often. So is she really all that good? Like she'll have her moment to shine, but it's not gonna be very often. I'd say that if you're running Dino in a brawl comp where, you know, everyone's in, you know, in your face where you want them to be, yeah, he's definitely like up here. But I mean, if you're not really running brawl, and you know, maybe you're running dive into Dino, well, he can't really peel, because like, shoot, by the time he takes maybe 2-3 steps backwards, his support's already dead. He just kind of he kind of only has like one really favorable spot right now, which, you know, it's like, it's okay. I guess I would have preferred if he was a bit closer to how he was on release, because like then it was, oh yeah, you've got to run a poke character to, you know, to deal with Dino, right? You got to run Moon Knight if they didn't just ban him. He's just kind of okay. He's definitely gonna face a lot of problems right now into poke. That's I want to say his biggest issue. His shield is humongous, so it takes a ton of damage very, very quickly. Like for something that only has 500 health, it can pop in like seconds, because, well, maybe someone just wasn't even looking at you. It still has its uses, right? But if you're playing into Punisher or Phoenix, you're gonna have it rough. That's all I can say. Doctor Strange. One of the best tanks you can play right now. With his Invis team up, it makes his shield beefier. He gets like a shorter cooldown on his Maelstrom of Madness, which is, you know, it's his little explosion thing. It CCs people, so it brings them closer to you. That's always good, just an extra bit of disruption for the enemy team. And I mean, it does, like, a lot of people want to say more damage or like the same amount of damage as the Gamma team up, which just pales in comparison to what Invis is granting him. And if Invis is on your team, yeah, you'll get the extra health and you'll provide it to your teammates. He's pretty simple, but he's pretty good. If you are going to play a tank, play Doctor Strange. And use the Invis team up. It's nothing on Gamma, it's just I think the devs were a little too afraid of it. I mean, some of the OGs will tell you just how menacing that was, but for me, I didn't really play all that much when Doctor Strange had Gamma, so I can't really speak to that. But he's good. He's really, really good. I almost want to put him in S. You know what? Yeah. Just S tier tank. He's kind of always been just a decent tank, but yeah, right now he's just the tank to play. Him and a few others, but yeah, if you want to learn tank, he's forgiving. He allows for ease of access, and he can take you a very, very long way. If you wanna make some wins happen, he's one of those ones. Okay, Elsa Bloodstone. This is gonna be a little scary. She's like here, like here. Honestly, yeah, I think I'm gonna just put her in S. Sure, everyone shoots her ultimate, but does that matter? That's like free displacement, and much like Angela, she doesn't suffer anything at all for using it. She just sends forward the Glartrox, and she is A-okay. But her ultimate isn't really what I want to talk about. It is her disgusting neutral. My god. If you have the Deadpool team up, you can get to like a 3-second dash, which, to those who are unaware, she used to have a 2-second dash that, well, did and still does give her over health. So she's more or less unkillable, and God forbid she has aim. You will not like playing into a good Elsa Bloodstone. She will ruin your day. Emma Frost. I'm gonna put her here. She's, yeah. I think she's right here next to Cap. If you're good with Emma Frost, oh boy, right? Like she can be here or here, right? But for everyone else, I want to say Emma is B tier for you guys. I have seen Emma get more damage than DPS, I've seen her get more damage than me on Iron Man. Alright, do with that what you will. But right now she's pretty good. More in the same boat as Cap. Basically just Devil Dino's problems, but she's a little bit better at solving those problems. Her team up with Luna Snow allows her to put up a second wall, which I feel is really, really good, especially since that wall, one, does damage, which was a surprise to me a while ago. I figured it out, like, what was it, in season 7, I think? Because I got a kill with it. I was like, I did not know that dealt damage. But apparently, it does. A very minuscule amount, but it does damage. What's more important is that it blocks line of sight. Which, I mean, if you've ever played into a good Groot, you know how annoying his walls are. It's temporary and it's weaker than his walls, but it still serves more or less the same purpose. She can just lock off enemies. Or, if she wants, use it to have a wall to kick people into. Emma, I want to say right now, is a really, really good frontline tank, especially with her ability to just grab people in her diamond form and kick them into your team for basically a free pick. I would not disagree with anyone who wants to put Emma in A tier, but if you're just picking her up, I'd say she's around about B tier. You will see some success, right? It'll take some time until like you're always seeing something with Emma, but yeah, for anyone just coming in, just picking up a tank, or you know, maybe you looked at Emma and you thought she was hot. Yeah, B tier. She's extremely, extremely solid as a tank with the potential to be up here if you're good with her. So yeah, I think this is around about the right level. This isn't like ordered. I'd be a little too lazy to do that, but if I would order it, I'd probably put her at like the top of B tier or just straight up A tier. Gambit, okay. This is what, our second support, technically, because no. Adam is here. Sorry. It's late, so I guess I'm just not thinking right. The main thing that I guess would be talked about in regards to Gambit is his ultimate, but I've been talking about the neutral a lot, so I'm gonna do that with him as well. His neutral is like, it's all right. I feel like it could use a bit of a buff. His cards, at times, they just feel like they don't heal enough. I feel like if you want, you could just make Gambit better in the neutral. Leave his ult alone. It's gotten, I feel like, enough nerfs. If you look at him, you can kill him through his ultimate. But honestly, just make him feel a bit more alive in the neutral. There's quite a few times where he'll just feel like he's not doing enough, you know, where he's just not providing the sustain that, you know, other people are. And, you know, of course there will also be times when he is, right? But you'll have those games where you're just sitting like, man, I'm healing my teammates, but like they're dying right in front of me. They might just be better off locking a different support who's a little better at sustain. That's all I can really say. Groot. You know, I've developed a saying. When in doubt, Groot. And yeah, I don't think that has been any more true than it has this season. When in doubt, Groot. He's got to be like, he's got to be the tank at this point. He can put walls up to act as shield. He can make plays. He can stop plays from happening with his walls. He can become CC immune. He has a bubble now that makes him completely invincible, that he can activate, I think, more or less whenever. Right, and the bubble is huge, so it can eat some punishment. Yeah, Groot has just been that tank. There's so many ways to play him that makes him more insane. The more creative you are with Groot, the crazier things can get. So, yeah, Groot, S tier. I don't even think there's a whole lot more I can say about that. If you don't know who to ban in ranked, when in doubt, Groot. Okay. Hawkeye. He's like here. He has his like he has his opportunities, I'll say, for Hawkeye. But you've really got to be one of those people if you're playing if you're playing Hawkeye. He can shut down so many ultimates with a single arrow to the head right now. A lot of like the annoying ultimates, Cloak and Dagger, if you manage to line it up right, yeah, you can get it. Sorry if you guys heard that. That was my dog. He just sneezed. But yeah, he's just kind of okay. Wouldn't necessarily put him like above these guys. He just does pretty decent damage with each arrow. His team up with Psylocke is pretty good. I wouldn't go so far as to say insane, but yeah, I'd put him like C or B tier. For everyone who wants to pick him up, he's probably gonna feel like he's in D tier. But you'll get that one shot off and you're like, wow, I just killed them. Then you'll see why he can be up here. But I do feel like he's pretty square in C tier. He has his moments, but it's here and there. It's not totally consistent right now. Hela, B tier. Not a lot that needs to be said. She enables a lot of really good team ups, like the one with Phoenix. Let me just not waste time here. Like the one with Phoenix, the one with Deadpool. Those are really good. And her neutral, she's kind of like the inverse of Cyclops. She's still got a pretty decent ult, but it is prone to being like focused down unless you're playing a team of Neanderthals. Other than that, yeah, her neutral can be really, really annoying, because if she gets one pick, it's just more damage coming your way, because like it turns into a squid. Heck, she doesn't even have to actually get the pick. If she participates in a KO, the squid will spawn. Now, of course, you could go with the team up with Venom, but like, why would you do that? Obvious, like her one with Namor is just so much better. And if Namor is on the team, which Namor is actually really good right now, he's got a lot open to him. If Namor is on your team, which more often than not he probably will be, the ult just becomes insane. So yeah, Hela's really good. I don't know why I haven't seen a lot of her, but she's good. She enables a lot of things, so you can build a lot of team comps around her, synergistic team comps. And she has the potential to just straight up carry games or just be the server admin. And it all just kind of comes down to a really, really basic, kind of like fundamental skill that everyone either has or needs to have, and that's aim. It's just one of the greatest skills that you can have. The Hulk. I'll put him in B tier. I feel like he's a very solid addition to A tier, but honestly, B tier is it's pretty all right for the Jolly Green Giant here. The reason I say B tier, honestly, is mostly just because of Hulk's team ups. You can go with the one with Cap. That one's pretty good. Or you could go with the one with Wolverine. That one's also good. It's a little broken, I heard, but yeah, he's pretty all right. His team ups are like interchangeable. I wouldn't say that one is any better than the other. It just kind of depends on your play style with the Hulk. I have seen him a lot in higher elo. And I was watching a stream and I saw Hulk in like every game for 5 games straight. And I thought to myself, wow, man, Hulk is something else, huh? He's in every game, and it's not like he's getting washed or he's sorry in all of those games. No, he's putting up numbers. He's doing stuff. So Hulk is pretty. He's pretty good. You might have a few painful first steps as the Hulk, but I believe he's one of those heroes where it's just worth it. I think Hawkeye is also one of those ones, but you'll probably see it a bit more with the Hulk, especially up in higher elos, if that's more your speed. If you're not up there, or maybe if you just prefer to play quick play all the time, I'd just say Hulk can be fun, really fun. He's pretty good and he's pretty fun, so pick him up. Human Torch. Okay, this is actually one that I've been wanting to talk. Goodness, English. This is one that I wanted to talk about. I think he's like the best flyer in the game. His team up with Jubilee, it's bonkers to me. I don't know what people were thinking with that team up, but if you're like in this little area around him, you'll just continuously take damage. So you can't just counter him by going Spider-Man, because he'll more than likely kill you if he gets a lucky shot off and his team up is active. Same with Iron Fist. You've honestly got to stay out of his range, or maybe just stay out of his sight and pick him off that way. But he's got really good movement for a flyer. He's got a really good ultimate that can kill through any support ult, honestly, if you combo it with a tank ult. he's one of those DPS that you really, really, really want to look out for. I've been banning him a lot in my ranked matches, and the one time I didn't, he was borderline running things down, right? Just cutting through us like a hot knife through butter, and we had 2 hit scans. We had Hela and Phoenix, so he should, you know, to any onlookers, he should struggle, but no, he was putting up numbers. So be wary of Torch until, like, you know, people start properly learning how to play around him again. Probably just keep him out of your game, just to be safe. I don't think you want to play against a good Human Torch. It's not all that fun. Okay, and here we are with Invis, and she's gonna go right here. She's like, okay. I feel like Invis could be a whole lot better depending on who's on your team, right? Because she has a flame shield now, which any projectiles traveling through it does 20% more damage, I believe it is. So, if you want it, you could just constantly be shielding Mag while he's ulting. Basically guarantee that, you know, the Meteor M kills someone. Or you could have her set up a shield in front of Punisher while he's using his turret. Just makes it deal all that much more damage. Like, his Punisher's turret is actually kind of underrated. I don't see too many people like using it all the time, and when they are, normally it's not comboed with Invis shield. But if you're playing Invis and you see Punisher, like, you know, lay one of those down, set the shield up in front of him. Just let him go ham. And you've got, I guess, just all of the ranged DPS. Iron Man is like, you can power up his ult, just make it that much stronger. It was gonna kill something if it hit anyways, but you could do that. Elsa, you'd probably have a hard time putting a shield in front of her. Hawkeye, if he got a headshot, it was more than likely gonna kill, but it'll do more damage if he headshots a tank. Yeah. She's just like kind of okay. The heroes that I guess you'd want to play her with, okay, yeah, so a lot of them are down here. You could just constantly shield Star-Lord while he's in ult. Just buff his damage constantly. You could just do it with Moon Knight, make him output more damage, because like they kind of gutted Moon Knight, which I'll get to him soon. This is like, god dang, there's still a lot of people left. But you can turn Moon Knight into a killing machine, more or less. I guess there's an argument that can be made for Squirrel Girl if she's, you know, shooting through it. Maybe. Jeff. Okay, this is like the funniest one. Jeff does like meh damage, but like he'll actually deal like noticeable and kind of worrying damage if you put a shield in front of him and he's just like looking at your team and the enemy team from like miles away. It just makes it super easy to like kill through their team, because now he's dealing 20% more damage and he's hitting like so many people. So that's something. Just turn Jeff into like a flamethrower, I guess. And Jubilee, I can kind of see it. She has a pretty decently high fire rate with her what is it? With her team up with the Hood. That's it. Yeah. I feel like we'll get more into like Jubilee in a moment. Her placement is gonna make sense when I get to like the other heroes, because it's more so how she interacts with the rest of the game and less about like her neutral, because like her neutral is okay. That's what I'll say. And Invis, yeah, I feel like she's good with other heroes. By herself, she's just kind of meh. Iron Fist. I'm going to put you up in A tier. And I'll just put you up here as well. The reason that I'm putting those two in A tier is because of how they interact with each other. Rogue, with her Gambit team up, pretty broken, right? She's able to like just send heals out, and she has the explosions on everything that she does, and it's up permanently. Iron Fist, with his White Fox team up, the Heal Fist, he can keep her up and she can keep him up, which means they will, like, if they're in your backline, they'll never die because they're constantly healing each other, and they can kind of just do whatever they want together. They're really good into basically any and every brawl comp, right? If you're going to ban anyone to prevent that from happening, Gambit is like normally the one that you want to do that with, right? If not, I guess you could ban Rogue, right? Pretty good ban, but it's mostly because of their team ups that they just, I want to say, shot up to being really insane if they're on the same team. Rogue's ability to deal pretty decent damage and get healing out allows for Iron Fist to just stay up, right? Because his team up does not actually heal him. It only heals people around him. So helping to fix one of Iron Fist's bigger issues of kind of being prone to exploding if people are looking at him, that's really, really helpful. If you're not playing with Rogue, though, he's one of the better anti-dives right now. His team up can heal the the supports that you're playing with. If you're fighting, say, a diving Venom, Venom is actually really good right now, so you might see him a lot. You can help keep them up a little bit more while putting pressure onto the Venom. And since you'll be shredding his health bar the whole time, he'll need to come out or he'll die before he can swing out or something. So yeah, I would say Iron Fist, it does kind of have a lot to deal with Rogue and how they interact with each other, but Iron Fist is still a good DPS right now, and I feel like even without Rogue, he kind of earns his spot in A tier just with the other things that he's able to do. Jubilee, here. Yeah. I'd like kind of put, she's like C or B tier. Honestly, she's just like a decent support, right? Another one of those high output healers, can just keep you alive more often than not. I think she is more than likely gonna be in A tier when the Hood drops, because that'll just make her like her hit scan mode permanent if he's in the game with her. So maybe that'll happen. But I feel like right now she's just, she's a solid pick. You gotta kind of know your way around her. She loses kind of hard into dive, but if you have someone who can help deal with her issue of not really having all that great sustain for herself, so White Fox I feel is a really great example. Yeah, you can go far with that. I have seen a lot of success with, I'll just put White Fox like here. I've seen a lot of success with Iron Fist, White Fox, and Jubilee, because she enhances his team up by like a little bit. It gives him extra range, which lets him get to places that he wants to be a bit more. But it's more so what she does for her and what that kind of allows for your team, right? She's really good anti-dive, so you don't have to worry about that so much, allowing you to go a bit further into brawl or I guess poke or whatever your team is doing without needing to worry about turning around the whole time and potentially giving up space. So yeah, I think these are good placements for these two. Jeff, yeah, he's just a good support. Yeah, I put him B tier. I feel like A tier might be pushing it, but like, he's just good. They made his team up with Deadpool. Like, they did kind of shorten how long it's out for, but they also shortened the cooldown. I personally think it's just really good because it still puts up visual clutter for the enemy team. Or did they? I remember seeing a patch about like them kind of addressing the visual clutter, but I think they might have done something with his team up. Point is, it can, deal a little bit extra damage if you have Deadpool on your team, but the point is that it's a great way for him to just send out a pretty consistent and good amount of healing while staying decently far away. He can combo that with his bubbles and his primary fire to just heal through just about anything. It does a lot. His ult is like meh, sink or swim, really. Who would have thought, right? I once played a game and I only used his ult once. I was just spraying people. And that's not a bad way to play him. You can definitely do that. Since he can basically heal forever, since his reload animation is pretty short and you can cancel it. Yeah, I mean, so long as he's got a decent view of you and the enemy team, I think Jeff can be pretty good, especially if your invis just decides to put a flame shield in front of him for kicks and giggles, I guess. Loki. This one I haven't seen a lot of, so I can't properly place him, but I think just based off of what he does, I think he's still good. I think he's still I think he's a support worth playing. That's kind of all I can say for him. Luna. She does have the ability to cleanse herself out of stuff, so I think she's kind of like one of those A tier supports. She's kind of like Adam, but slightly better, I want to say, because her ability to deal damage is it's a lot greater than Adam's, I feel, in my opinion. Really though, that's kind of about it for Luna. Just she's pretty simple, right? Good damage, Good heals, good ult. So just kind of what she's got. I don't think she's like super overpowered, honestly. Like you can just dive her and she dies. Or like Black Panther just eats. If you have White Fox, like if you're running into a White Fox and a Luna, then things start to become a bit more problematic, mostly because of White Fox. But I mean, outside of that, you can play like any of these heroes like above her or heck even below her, and yeah, you can deal with her. Magic. I have not seen a lot of her, but I kind of want to put her in A tier, honestly. I feel like A or B tier. Like B tier mostly because I just don't see her. A tier because I just know she's annoying. She was annoying before this patch, and with her new abilities, there's no way she's not even more annoying now. Like with Strange, she can chain up an entire team. That's a Groot ult. What? Why does she have a Groot ult on cooldown? But yeah, I feel like a good magic will ruin your day. But I just haven't seen her. So A tier is probably her ceiling, but she's probably more like B tier. She's like, eh. Like, yeah, she's a really annoying dive, but I mean, I just don't see her. And like the few that I do, I was playing Iron Man at the time, and she just doesn't do all that hot against a Unibeam, especially one as powerful as his. Well, he's the only guy with a Unibeam in the game. Yeah. I think I'll leave her in B tier. I personally feel like she is like A tier, but I just don't see her enough to, I guess, like really justify her place here. So if you're gonna play Magic, if you're gonna play Magic, you can be here, but I guess just it expect to like stay around here. Just yeah, just expect this. Magneto. Really good. Yeah, the Shield Bros, Strange and Mag. Two of a kind, those two. Mag, he's got a great neutral. Just his kit allows for you to do so much. You can support your team with the bubbles by making them CC immune, and they won't take damage for a little bit. You can just make a lot of plays with Magneto's just neutral kit, and his ultimate, one and done. Really good at dealing with support ults. As a matter of fact, the reason that I have Jubilee, I want to say down here in B, is also partially because she feeds Mag ult like crazy. She shoots so much. So like, don't just launch it off rip, but you've got a good amount of time to just charge it and look for her. Boom. I think I want to go to Mantis now. Is there anything else I want to say about Mag? Okay, I could say that, like, yeah, you could put Mag in like A tier, because he doesn't do all that hot into brawl teams, because his ult just kind of becomes a whole lot less useful in brawl, because no one's really shooting unless maybe it's a support, right? Which, I mean, it's what you were gonna use your ult on anyways, right? And he's like okay into dive, right? He can stop a lot of dives by turning around and using his bubble. Mantis. I'd say A tier. Yeah, she's really good support right now. She's got some two support viability now. It's been a while, but yeah, she's here. She can do that. She's also good in a triple support if you want to do that. She's always been like the triple support character. I don't know why this keeps on happening, but every single time I have people on my team going triple support and they never use Mantis. Like, why? If you're going to play triple support, play Mantis. This should be like one to one here. Shouldn't be too much to think about. Play Mantis, or play Adam, or play Ultron. Just the triple support heroes. If you're gonna do that, just look at these three. It's all you need. Is there a lot that I need to say about Mantis? I feel like she just kind of became better, and that's kind of it. Like her kit just allows for your teammates to do so much more stuff. She just got more healing. I feel like that's kind of it. Just, heck, even without the healing buff, I feel like she'd still be here. Because like the thing that makes Mantis good is the fact that she can just make things happen. You can damage boost your Magneto while he's ulting. Kill someone. Like she can be the difference between something killing and something not killing. Mr. Fantastic. Yeah, I think B tier fits for him. They still haven't patched that one glitch that turns him into a raid boss, though you can play any tank buster and you'll be able to shred him. Honestly, I think it's a really funny glitch, and it's super hard to pull off, so it would be kind of nice to see in game, and at least once. I've never seen it, but it'd be kind of interesting to see in game. Outside of that, his team up with Rocket is, I guess, kind of the more notable one, because it lets him be a bit more in control of himself in neutral. Sorry. Yeah, he's just a good DPS. He's got some pretty alright anti-dive capabilities. He's got decent range for a brawl hero. His ult is like kind of the weaker part, but it has its moments. Reed is just just an okay guy. You could probably put him in C tier if you like, but I feel like he's pretty at home here in B tier. Moon Knight, my boy. Yeah, he's B tier. Not a whole lot to say. They kind of gutted his damage, which is like not great for him. His team ups are pretty decent. He's I'd say he's kind of like the anti-dive guy now. Is he? Not really. He kind of like took Widow's spot for like being a decent anti-dive, because like with his onks, if you're smart, you can just place them in just like interesting little nooks and crannies wherever you think a diver will like try and flank, or you can just have your support stand on it, and it's just free damage, and you'll know when someone's diving them because like you'll hear it activate. He's just kind of okay. He used to be really good at getting picks and being like anti-meta, but that damage nerf really hurt him. There's not a lot of merit in shooting your onks anymore. If you're playing Moon Knight, you really want to land your shots to maximize your damage, because you're just losing out on so much damage if you use your onk. I've been using him. I've never gotten a kill by like placing my onk down and shooting it. It just doesn't happen. Namor. Okay, this is one that I've actually been wanting to get to. Yeah, A tier. I feel like A tier or S tier. Namor can run you down and it will not be fun. He's like, I guess better Hela? Kinda? He's got his Gamma Squids back, and beware all ye who dive. Goodness. People talk about the Thing being the lifeguard, the dude sitting on the bench saying, yeah, no diving. This guy is him. I don't know why we're talking about the Thing when it is very clearly Namor. They buffed the health of his squids, so now you actually have to look at them for a decent amount of time. And his projectiles are pretty fast, right? It's not hit scan, but I mean, it's kind of close, and he never has to reload. So he can just constantly shoot at people. And it's got a pretty forgiving hitbox, too. I'm going to try and be a little bit quicker with this. Throat's getting a little dry. I did not get something to drink, which, if I'm making a video like this, I probably should have. Penny. A tier. She finally has a shield now. She's not blocking things with her face anymore. But if you're not using that shield, you can get another nest. It's just kind of how that one's been going. She's really good on a lot of maps with like her 2 nests, and the fact that she gets another web so she can just wall off an entire area. What is it? That one Midtown, I believe it is, right? Where you have to free Ratatoskr. Yeah. Penny is like a must ban there. She's just super annoying because like the number 1 dive spot, that little opening to the side, she can just put a stop to that. Just have mines climb all the way over there. And what not a lot of people talk about this, but like every time you're hit by one of her mines, you slow down by like a decent amount, which makes it easier for more mines to reach you, which means you'll more than likely just die. Yeah. She if you want to do any amount of brawling or diving, Penny Parker has gotta go. She just can't be there. Psylocke. Yeah. After her, she got gutted. She can still make things happen, right? But she's not gonna be like the star of the game. That's all I can really say. She got shot in like both of her knees. Rocket. This guy, I'd say he's one of the best supports. Like he's right up there with Cloak and Dagger. He was like this last season. He's like this now, mostly because he provides some pretty good bonuses to the team ups that he's a part of, and his ultimate still really good, especially in combination with other ultimates. He's got good healing output. He can stay super far away where he's safe and not have to worry about dive. Like it'd have to be an actual freaking treasure hunt to find this guy if you're that good at hiding with Rocket. So yeah, he's really good at just about everything he does. And honestly, until we either find someone better than him at those things, or he just becomes worse, yeah, I think he's gonna stay here. He's gonna be he's gonna be one of those supports. Yes, he does lose pretty hard to Phoenix, but we have like 3 bans now. You can just ban Phoenix last and then you won't have to worry about her. Or you can just wait until she pops her ult and then pop yours. That, or you can pop it, she pops hers, and then you just burn it. I haven't seen a ton of people shoot at her ultimate all that much, but Phoenix ult does have a health bar. It can be shot down. So he's got some answers to Phoenix, who is like his biggest counter. Scarlet Witch. To my surprise, yeah, she's pretty decent. She's got good anti-dive capabilities. She can cancel ults. She can cancel other Wanda ults. And it doesn't like really cost a lot for her. If there's like something problematic happening, say maybe a BP is ulting, you can just throw your little bubble down at him. It'll stop him. Other than that, her neutral like has kind of remained unchanged. She still does like meh damage, but she can be a bit more oppressive now. Like with the Strange team up, yeah, she can have that active way more, and I feel like that ability alone just kind of made her, I want to say, a lot better than what she was. Just like her lack of meaningful damage or like ability to really secure picks as easily as she would want to otherwise. Yeah, I feel like that's I feel like that's really what kept her down. And her ultimate is pretty scary in like a in a big ult fight where everyone's used a support ult and all that, and you can use it to make space on point in overtime. I've seen it be done before. Like, you can... Wanda is one of those few heroes that can just very easily put an end to, like, a big ult fight with her own ult. So, yeah. I'd say she's definitely got a lot more room to breathe and just do what she's been wanting to do, I guess, in this season. More so than she was able to in previous seasons. Spider-Man. I'm gonna put him in, like, B tier for anyone who's, like, picking him up. Or maybe you're just not playing the game all that much and you don't really play into good Spider-Man. For everyone else, he's, like, here. My God, the Spider-Man players. What has the good Lord been feeding those guys? I think I know why the Venom team up does so little damage. Because Spidey players have learned everything under the sun. Like, they have broken that character to the moon and back. It's got to be studied. And this has to be studied. Because if the Venom team up did as much damage as it did before, oh my God. He'd be like triple S or something, right? Thank God the devs know what these insane Spider-Man players are capable of. So, for the majority of them, yeah, you'll be like up here, right? Sure, Namor is your arch nemesis, but like, does that matter when you can just ban him, right? Of course, he can just ban you, but that can be said for like a lot of these heroes, right? And you can deal with Namor so long as he doesn't have his bubble, which is on like a 20-second cooldown. I really should have gotten something to drink. But yeah, for all those Spidey mains, you're up here. For everyone else, you're like down here. Okay, sorry about that. Had to go and get a drink. If anyone cares to know, Cran Grape and Dr. Pepper make a very, very good combo. I think my dog just entered my room. Yeah, he did. Okay, where was I? Star-Lord, I believe. Can be annoying. He did get, like, I feel some more meaningful nerfs. I'd put him, like, here. He's definitely... He's definitely still got, you know, the juice to be that one guy where you're just like, oh my God, Star-Lord again, right? So, yeah, worse than last patch, definitely, and thank God. But, yeah, he's been brought down to earth, thankfully. Sorry. Just had to take another drink. Storm. This might be a bit of a hot take here, or, you know, maybe I'm the first to think this, but I think Storm is really good. She's hit scan. She can head tap now. She has a team up with Thor, who is insane. As a matter of fact, let me just put Thor right up there. Yeah, I think she has a lot going for her. The movement can be a bit of an issue, but for Storm, you kind of want to be playing a bit lower to the ground, so you can hide behind some of your larger tanks. Like, yeah, your head will stick up a bit higher above the rest, but you'll be with your team, and you can just kind of use cover. Since she's hit scan, she can just constantly poke her head out for like a second, and she'll hit people. Yeah, the Jeff NATO is, you know, it's still good, right? But honestly, I feel like it's more in the fact that she can be hit scan now, and just what that means, because when she hits something, it does a little electric burst, which hits other people. So I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot going for Storm right now. I really, really do. Her ult is super strong in combination with Rocket ult as well, because you can just kill through, I want to say, just about anything. You can combo her ult with Gambit ult, just kill through invis. It's that strong, I want to say. Alright, sorry about that. Just had to close my door. I'm gonna be putting Squirrel Girl in, like, C tier. She just has more abilities that make her slightly more annoying. That's, like, kind of it. She can have, like, her moments, I guess. You know, they're few and far between, but she's just meh. I wouldn't say that she's, like, you know, in the same tier as Psylocke, who got freaking gutted. My God. But you know, she's like, okay. She probably could be like D tier, but she's. I'd say she has her moments are probably more frequent than Psylocke's moments, honestly. Punisher, one of the greatest DPS right now. This guy has been on like a generational run. He's just a good hero to play at pretty much all times during the game. If you're like a good Punisher, yeah, you'll be straight. You can do anything you want. I don't even think there's a whole lot more that needs to be said. He's just a good all-around DPS. Handles a lot of things really well. Kind of like how Black Widow handles a lot of things really poorly. He's just her, but better at everything. Better ult, better neutral, better secondary weapon, better movement, better everything. That's all that there is to say. The Thing. I'll put him here. He can lose pretty hard into poke, but shoot, in Brawl, this guy's a menace. The reason I say he's, you know, a menace in Brawl, it's really just to deal with that Torch team up. He starts punching faster. I don't know whose idea that was, but I mean, I guess give him a raise, because he can take on like the entire enemy team so long as he's got maybe 2 supports behind him. And he'll just punch all the livelong day. Heck, he could probably even do that with 1 support behind him, and he'll be straight. Like, he'll generate the shield, and he can just sit there charging his ult. You can charge his ult real fast, because like that little fire wave it does deal damage. So yeah, he's like, I want to say like just behind Groot in terms of fastest charging tankle in the game. No, because that one's gonna go to Venom, which we're gonna talk about him in a second. Ultron, I'll just be pretty quick with this one. C tier, he was like here before he got giga nerfed, but yeah, C tier, just okay support, really good in the really good in triple support, but now we're talking about the guy that really needs to be talked about. Venom. Yeah. This guy, he went from like kind of being okay, not really seeing all that much last season. Well, actually, no, he was good last season. He was really good last season, and he's still really good now. I'm tripping. Don't listen to what I just said a second ago. Sorry, needed to take another sip. But yeah, his team up with Phoenix is ludicrous. The fact that if you allow Phoenix to be in the game, he just becomes miles better is insane. And you can have like some serious team synergy with Venom, Phoenix, and Hela. Because like, sure, you could have, you know, the Venom and Hela team up, but it's mostly because Hela enables Phoenix, right? And it makes her right click just so deadly. Anyone that you're looking at, so what you could do is, if you have Hela and Venom, if you're playing Phoenix, you just try to look at whoever Venom is diving on, right click them, they're guaranteed dead. They'll get hit with like 9 sparks because Hela is, you know, powering up her right click. They'll get hit with anti-heal, and Venom can now start activating his own sparks using his team up, and it'll just take so much damage. And they won't be able to heal it off because they got anti-healed. It's just so insane. He is kind of like Iron Fist with Rogue. It's like how they pair up with each other with these new team ups. That's the same with just Phoenix and Venom. Just insanely good pair. You can charge your ultimate in seconds, genuinely. If you don't believe me, just look at Snake Case. He did it. He went from 0 to 57% in seconds. That's all that needs to be said. I'm gonna take another sip here. I'm gonna try and wrap up with these last 2 heroes here. Bucky, I feel he's just one of those anti-dives now. Dive has gotten a whole lot stronger, especially with Venom just being as good as he is. You can actually just run Venom solo dive, and he'll be fine if you have Phoenix. That's how good Venom is now. But yeah, you can see that there's a few dive heroes here. They're really good and made a lot better through Venom. And Bucky is good into them. Not a whole lot more that needs to be said. Dive is good, so Bucky is good. Well, kind of. He wasn't good last time that Dive was good, but he is now. Especially with that Elsa team up. Yeah. Having his cooldowns just almost non-existent, and he's able to push his health up to almost 500. Yeah, he can be a real monster. And I guess we have Logan, who I'll just put pretty squarely into B tier. he's pretty good at tank busting and kidnapping. I like to see this guy more as a problem solver. If there is someone on the enemy team, be they a tank, a DPS, or a support, and they're just being problematic, Wolverine can at times just be the answer. Right now, of course, for targets who are like immovable, like the Thing and Dino, that can be hard. But shoot, there's an Angela that's bothering you, just throw Wolverine at him. The Hulk, Wolverine. Star-Lord in the sky, Wolverine. Just let that feral boy at him. He'll take him down. He'll be stunned for way too long, and then they can just get focused and killed. Now, of course, he does kind of lose in, like, you know, a good few situations, right? If you want a tank bust, I'd recommend just going Iron Fist, because you can also provide a little bit of healing to your team while you're at it. But you know, he's still got it. I'd say of the B tier heroes, he'd be like here. You can make an argument for him being A tier, honestly. I just kind of feel like he's more fitting in B tier, mostly because I don't really see Wolverine all that much, but I do see him a couple times, and he does what he wants to do. It's pretty much always been the same, and he's been really good at it. Displacing people, shredding like high health targets, and just dealing with problems. Honestly, if you have the Thing or the Hulk just available to throw you at someone, yeah, you can do it. I think this will conclude my tier list. I know I'm not all that popular, so my opinion is probably not going to be respected all that much, but I think I've given good reasons as to why these characters are where I put them. If you've watched this far, thank you very much for watching. I would love it if you gave this video a like. Maybe if you liked me that much, you could even subscribe. If there's anything that you think I might have gotten wrong with the tier list, maybe you think Daredevil is like D tier right now, let me know in the comments. I will be looking at it, and I will be responding to them. Other than that, I want to say I've got a lot of videos to make, and a good chunk of them are probably gonna have to deal with Storm. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. For me, it's like 2:37 a.m. So, good night, or good morning, if that's the time for you.